Yes, we shine so bright uh, that when we realize what we are, it's just absolutely awesome that we are a light. We humans have a tendency to learn by contrast. And sometimes I think it would be really swift if I could get over that habit. However, we tend to learn by contrast in spite of flashes of insight, in spite of anything else that may have come along. And so we tend not to notice and appreciate the light around us, and most importantly, the light from within us, unless it's by contrast, unless there is shadow, so that we can discern the difference. And so we associate light with truth. And yet, on occasion, most of us have a tendency to deny that truth is in us, that is the truth of us. Um, as in the reading, Dr. Holmes said, light has the power to overcome darkness, not by combating it, but by being exactly what it is. Well, now take this over to the truth of your own being. Take this to the place that says, this is what I am, an incarnation of the divine, a brilliant expression of the divine. And yet, when I say, yes, truth is light, why do I not say I am light? What might hold me back from saying I am truth and the truth of my being is that I am a light in the world. Like light, we are exactly as we are intended to be. So, well, I'm going to change that a little. We are designed to be exactly as we are intended to be. And sometimes in our humanness, we bring that shadow over us and we hold ourselves back instead of responding with this, wow, I am imbued with a unique array of attributes that are here to be shared. And I know sometimes maybe even on our own, but in certain circles, we may subdue that. We may say, well, yes, or and we do all this hemming and hawing instead of simply saying, yep, and not being egotistical about it, not, braggadocio or anything. Just this is the truth of my being. And so I'm here to share the gifts I have. And so when I invite some people to share their awesomeness, they say yes. And you can almost hear that yes, kind of. And so we can't do things almost. We need to step past that governor, past that hesitancy. And because we can't be almost. Think about it. If you do anything halfway, then other than consciously, you're accepting that you are okay with being halfway happy. You're being okay with being halfway healthy. You're being okay with being halfway financially affluent and enjoying the bounty. Do you really want to live a halfway and almost? Or do you want to honor the fact that this is who you are? This is what you are as an expression of the divine, and you get to design how you will be, the who of how you are. And so who is it that you are designing? How are you taking this awesome truth that you are the light? You are a magnificent incarnation of the divine. And so how are you sharing that in the world? John Greenleaf Whittier said, the saddest words in the whole world, in all of the writings and all of the speaking, is it might have been. Well, if we're living an almost life and accepting halfway to happiness, then we're also declaring, well, or might have been. And it's never too late to jump into happy. It's never too late to fully and completely say, wow, here I am. I have this body in which to have this occasion. And so it's so important to stop looking at the obstacles in our lives. And this is about the contrast with the dark and all of the shadow. Okay, instead of focusing on that, what we need to do in our prayer work, in our affirmations, is to open to the possibility that all of this is truly our possibility. And what happens, unfortunately, when we start focusing on the obstacles, maybe, you know, right now it feels like there isn't enough money to do something, whatever. Okay, when we start focusing on that, what happens is it becomes the actual cause in the cause and effect world that we live in. When we choose our cause, when we choose the cause, looking to what we desire, looking to what is in our potential, then we are putting that cause and effect into motion. And when we put it into emotion based on our choice, then that's what's in process for us. When we put that same level of intention and power into focusing on what we don't want, what we manage to do is manifest more of what we don't want. And not only is that illogical, but it is sneaky and subtle, and it can worm its way in there without us ever really registering that that's what we're doing. And I am not asking anybody to be Pollyanna, because then there's an inside story that knows I'm not telling the truth. But when we focus on the truth of our being, dropping back to our pretty little song, we are a light in the world. Okay, when we focus on the light, then we manifest more light. When we acknowledge our awesome array of unique talents and gifts, then we expand them in order to share them, not to hold and hoard, but when we expand them to share, then we are the light, we are the giver, we are doing exactly as light is designed to do, we are doing exactly as we are designed to do. And so I invite you to bring to the conscious level, when you have given away your power, when you have given the choices, your choices, to somebody else. And Alan Cohen says, refuse to give your power away to people and things. Make this the season. Make this season count in your favor. That is, lift them out of just bouncing back and forth among events and circumstance and people, and bring that back into you so that you can make use of that beautiful gift that is at hand. And write your own stories. And I don't mean build fantasies. I mean become the conscious creator, the manifester of your own desire. And that's when we become congruent in what is coming forth from me as an individuation of God, is that these are the gifts and talents that I am here to share. And so when I bring myself into alignment with all of that, then I become the light in the world. Then I become the light of the world and bring and share all of those gifts. And the world's a better place because because you have. And so Ralph Waldo Emerson said, whatever you're endeavoring to do takes courage. And it would be nice that it didn't. But the courage that it takes is that no matter what you've decided to do, there are naysayers. There are people that are going to tell you you're wrong. They're going to tell you it's impossible. They're going to tell you that you're a fool for even chasing it. You know, all the rest of the stories. Well, it takes courage to say, no, I'm not crazy. I'm not a fool. I'm not a pretender. These are things that I can give to the world, and so I am committed to sharing them. Now, I invite you to say, just take a moment, go inside for just a moment. Bring to mind any of the magnificent individual attributes that you have. And I know you all mostly. And so I know that there are myriad attributes among you. Okay, pick any one that just pops up. Imagine yourself declaring to the world, this is mine to share. This is mine to share. Maybe that's just that you're a bundle of love. Maybe it's that you have particular talents. Maybe whatever, super mom or great daughter or son or whatever. It doesn't matter because it's uniquely you. It's what popped up. And so again, just stuck inside for a moment. Pick a different one. Now declare, this is mine to share. Doesn't that feel good? Doesn't that feel absolutely awesome? Because it's the little things. Yes, it's wonderful to have big things to share. But the truth is, the ones that we share on a moment-to-moment basis, the little, quote, little things that matter a lot. And some of you may have had a voice pop up from the past. Well, I've got some good advice for you about revisiting the past. And that is revisit the past only long enough to recognize how far you have come. Revisit the past only to grab something and say, wow, look at the contrast. Look at the shift. Look at what I learned. Get back in the present moment and don't give power to that past. Don't give power to any circumstance. Instead, duck again into that moment. Go inside for just a moment. Pick out something else. It's a little thing or a big thing. And then declare, this is mine to share. And breathe into it and enjoy it. Noam Chomsky claimed that changes and progress rarely are gifts from above. They come out of struggle from below. And I disagree. I believe that changes and progress absolutely come from, quote, above, because they come by way of spirit in us as us. We are each incarnations of the divine. And so what comes from us as those gifts, this is mine to share, that's all about change and embrace and wholeness and acceptance and learning about one another like we are learning in infinity circles. All of these, it's coming from spirit by way of us, because we are the only means God has with creation, and the huge creation is the only way that God has of expressing the magnificence, the gifts that are here to share. Now, in talking about spirit, in Dr. Holmes, in this thing called You, said, spirit is happy, whole, free, filled with joy, eternal in its existence, and can provide you with everlasting expansion. All your highest hopes and dreams have come from it. That is that coming from, through. The echo of its being is in your intellect. The voice of its unspoken word is in your mind. The feeling of its light and life is in your heart. The emotion of its imagination is in your soul. Drink that in. Drink that in. We are meant to feel loved and connected and to be together and to feel that sense of belonging. I now invite you to go inside for a moment, to go into that space within you and imagine. Use that beautiful emotion in the imagination of your soul. Dive deep into your heart. What is your heart calling you to bring forth? What is it that Spirit in you, as you, is declaring, this is to be shared? There is no big or small. It's all the magnificent gifts of God coming by way of you. Let that arise into your conscious awareness. Breathe into it. Feel it with every atom of your entire being. And realize it is Spirit in you, as you. The echo of its being is in your intellect. So the brilliance of your mind, the voice of its unspoken word is in your mind. You are its means to speak it. The feeling of its light and life is in your heart. It's the vibrance of life itself. And the emotion of its imagination, that's what's there. And now I invite you to say, breathe in, this is mine to share. Yes. Hear that echoing in your own mind. This is mine to share. I am an activity of God. Say it with me. I am an activity of God as, and then declare your attribute. Because you are the only one that can deliver that particular attribute in that way. You're the only one. And so this is yours to share. Let's drop into a moment of prayer. Let's go to that place that we all know when we set aside the distractions of the world. We all know that place in which it is so easy to remember that God, the creator, the source, the ultimate, is all there is. For it is God, the creator, the ultimate, the absolute, that is expressing itself into and as all of creation. And so it is the life, it is the animation, it is the force within, it is the vitality of all. And so that is true of each and every one of you. It is true of me. It is true of everyone and everything everywhere. And so we are inseparable from God, of course, because we're expressions of it. However, we are also inseparable from one another because we are all incarnations, expressions, activities of that one. And so I am one with and inseparable from each of you, and far, far beyond just our circle and our expanding circle. And so I declare on behalf of each and every person that is listening, feeling, sensing, seeing this offering, that each and every one of us, that is ours to share is now being shared. It is now manifest. It is now in full, vibrant expression. And so life is good because we share. Life is good and we share. Life is vibrant and creative and vital, and because we are one with it. And so it is gratitude that arises within me. It's gratitude that arises and overflows. And I know that as I have spoken these words, I know that the law is already working, expressing as them. And so I simply release and let go and know it is so. Please join me as we say, and so it is. Deep breath. Deep breath. And in that sharing, it seems like a perfect segue. In that sharing, we share of our finances. We share our ability to share by supporting the center and the various activities. And boy, we are busy. I swear we've gotten busier since we came onto the virtual world. And so we are so grateful for our Facebook friends who are here with us as we have our Sunday morning. And so I invite everyone to join in our prosperity blessing. And if you are giving a gift, you might want to hold your hand over your heart. Seems sort of silly, but we can do that with various items. So, divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center. My gift returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so we have lots of ways to give. We want to make it as convenient as possible for everyone. And the first one is, thanks to Teresa, we learned about Givelify, and it is an app on your phone, so you can set that up. Make sure that you specify Center for Spiritual Living Metro, because after we learned how handy this app is, I shared it with a number of friends, and so there are lots of choices for Center for Spiritual Living. Please do indicate Metro. That app or that way of giving is also available online at givelify.com. Also, you can go to the website and use the donate button. That's through PayPal, or you can send a check to the address at the bottom. So,
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, so grateful, so grateful, so grateful,
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Sing it, Holly.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. So blessed. So
blessed.
and every day I start my day by saying how I'm grateful. I'm so grateful every day.
oh, yes, we are so grateful. And Sandy, if you will please bless our offering. I think you need to unmute yourself.
So sorry, I forgot. I now bless these offerings, and I know that they go out into the world as blessings to everyone and everything they touch. I am most grateful for all that we give and all that we receive. We are in Spirit's eternal flow. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And so now, when it comes to announcements, the first one on the list is this evening at 7 p.m. And we will have a beautiful combination of meditation, a little bit of ritual, and lovely music accompaniment. And so please do plan to be with us. It's on all of our events are on this same Zoom link. On Christmas Eve, we will have a kind of open family time. So come and share some silly stories from holidays past, and just hang out for a little while. It's a drop in. There's not anything really formal about what's going to happen. And then mark your calendars right now so that you are available to go on Facebook Live. I'll be putting out the link very shortly and repeatedly. The Heart of Peace team with the Centers for Spiritual Living is coordinating this year's World Healing Peace Meditation. And we will have as our readers a fellow from Oslo, Norway, and another one from the Sydney area of Australia, and a couple from Europe, and a couple from here in the States. And let's see, in the European, we have England and Switzerland. And so it truly is a world international healing peace meditation. The next thing that isn't on the announcement sheet that I forgot to put or ask beyond the announcements is the Centers for Spiritual Living has a virtual convention conference this year. It's in February, roughly the 15th to the 19th, the 18th, thereabouts. And the center has stepped up to get discounted tickets. And so if you are interested in participating, learning about the global events, learning about our Centers for Spiritual Living at the world level, and there are various I think there are 3 different sites that are going to be broadcasting it. One is New Mexico, one is Hawaii, and I don't remember what the third one is. And so if you would like to do that by stepping up to get the extra tickets, we have it at a significant discount. Like if we get 10 people to all cooperate with it, we will have it at roughly 50%. So that's good news. Then the next page. Okay, next Sunday is the 27th, and so the title is Life is Magic. Also a reminder about weekday meditation. We have a beautiful group of people who come together for weekday meditation at 8 o'clock. It is a drop-in. Come anytime and come often if you can, and occasionally if that works better for you. So and submitting prayer requests, we have this great group of practitioners, and we have some practitioners in training. And so when you submit a prayer request, either through the link on the website or by going to the individual practitioner's contact information, you have this amazing consciousness that is held by our practitioners. And so if there's something really wonderful in your life and you want more of it, put in a prayer request. If there's something in your life that isn't kind of going the way you'd like it, put in a prayer request. If you'd like, whether it's change or constant or enhancement, put in a prayer request. They are powerful. So I think I got everything on the list. And do let me know about the Vista conference. That's the Centers for Spiritual Living. You just need to email me or text. So I think we are ready for our closing song.
Karen Drucker for the use of your amazing tune. My religion is kindness, my church is nature, my God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job's to be conscious, my path is forgiveness. My religion is
I'm not hearing any music.
Oh,
every day.
I am.
Everyone
I
has
don't
a
understand
story,
that.
everyone has
I'm
pain
hearing music.
points.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
hearing it.
weird. I don't know. I see Holly
Singing
singing along, but I don't hear any music.
Yeah, I had to turn
Volume
my
is
sound
low.
way up.
Sound is really bad today.
Turn up your volume.
It's up all the way.
Okay, then I don't know.
Something about the transmission.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. I feel it through Holly.
Jobs to be conscious. My path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness. And I practice it every day. Take it away, Pete and Dan. It's like having you here with me.
Sounds like Pete in the background. Yep.
It's kind of like this. Here we go. Jack and Jill up a hill, fetch a pail of water. Jack fell
Hi,
down,
Duke.
broke his crown, and Jill came running after. She said, Jack, tell me what I can do to help you feel fine. He said, hold my hand, just be kind. You will be just fine. My religion is kindness. My church is nature. My God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job's to be conscious. My path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. My religion is kindness. My church is nature. My God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job's to be conscious. My path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. Oh, yeah.
Oh, applause for our music team, our wonderful music team. And so, um, reach your hands out as though we were in our circle. Reach them out so you can take the hand of someone else. Some get to actually have a hand in theirs, like a couple of guys I love. Okay. And for the rest of us, we have this magnificent power of imagination. And so feel the hand of someone else in your hand. Now, feel that love. Feel that connection going heart to heart and hand to hand. Feel that swirl of life energy, of the healing power of love, of the bounty of our existence. Feel the gratitude for one another. Okay, now, as we are holding these hands, and we have this wonderful big circle, bring into the circle your loved ones. We can do this. Bring into the circle your loved ones. And now those friends, those other friends and acquaintances, And since this is an absolutely fully expandable circle, bring in those people that you only occasionally see. Maybe it's the grocery clerk, the mailman or woman. Ours happens to be a mailman. Okay. Now bring into the circle the people, the populations that you probably will never meet. And now, in this giant circle of love, bring in the people that you don't feel very loving toward. Bring them in. Embrace them with this amazing power of love. Just saturate them. And now expand that out to the entire globe. Expand that out to the entire universe and the universes beyond the universe. For each of us is an illimitable expression of the divine. Now sweep all of that love in and allow it to become resonant in your body. Feel it, be it, and so it is. And so for those on Zoom, we say goodbye to our Facebook family. And anytime you want to come join us, go to cslmetro.org and you can get the link to the Zoom so that you can come for social. So see you soon.